start the race at Suwannee 2:30.
So we're up in the upper Suwannee River, picking our way through the trees here. Pretty skinny up here, but just like all rivers, it will grow. Had a nice start this morning. Good sleep last night. Feeling good about this race. Right now I'm in 4th place, but it's going to change. A couple of canoes up ahead of me. The kayaks are behind me. The kayaks will end up passing me, I'm sure, some of them. Just gonna get this thing going and see how we do. Right now we got great speed, doing well over 5 miles an hour, almost 6 miles an hour. If I can keep a 5 mile an hour pace, that'd be awesome. So that's what we're working at. Got about 2 miles in. Field's starting to separate. Had a kayak pass me already, so now I'm in 5th place overall. But probably going to drop back a couple more yet. I know at least one more kayak's pretty fast. Beautiful morning. Making good time so far. Still hitting that 5.8, 5.9 speed. Uh-oh, here comes a big tree here we got to get around. So let's just cut off. All right, so we're about 7 miles in. Still running way over 5 miles an hour. So that's gonna be nice. That's gonna put me 2 hours ahead at my first checkpoint, which will be pretty awesome. Because then maybe I'll make that portage before it's too dark. If I can get back in and get through Lower Shoals, that'd be awesome before it's dark. Because that's kind of a treacherous little spot there to do in the dark. I haven't done Lower Shoals in a while, Little Shoals, so not really sure what I'm up against, but it's not much. I know it's class 1, but still be nice to be able to see it. Real early. I'll probably be 2 hours ahead of schedule at the checkpoint.
Okay.
I'm doing 5.5 pretty easy.
Good deal.
So figure 5. I was figuring 4, so that's gonna put me about 2 hours ahead of schedule.
I'll be there.
All right, going under 441 here, I think. Yeah. That's a road that's been important to me my whole life, actually. Lived off of 441, went on to school off of 441, went to camp off of 441, made my living off of 441. Crazy. Crazy how one road can be such an important part of your life for so long. Oh man, I just went on that train track a minute ago and now here comes the train. That would have been cool. Oh well. There's a big headache there. Now this tree's got to be tough to grow up inside the middle of a river. Got about 20, almost 23 miles in, making great time. I'm doing way better than I was hoping, which is always good. I'm sure I'll slow down a little bit when it gets dark, but for now I'm taking it as good as I can. I was doing about 5.5 miles an hour. Now, doesn't this tree right here just look like a gigantic what you call it? Oh well. Bonsai. That's the word I was looking for. It looks like a gigantic bonsai. Sneaking up on me when I'm trying to go to the bathroom. What?
Filming you.
That was a nice.
The upper part okay?
Oh yeah, great. No snags.
A couple snags.
Nah, I got right through it all. I had to duck a couple times, get down the board, but running a lot better than I was expecting too. I'm pretty happy with my pace so far.
Yeah, us too. Hey, on that portage, is it close enough to the water that we can line our boat, you think?
No, I wouldn't. No, you can't line it.
Alright, that answers the question for us.
I wouldn't try lining it.
Tangled up in the swamp. I was hung up on my rubber.
Yeah, I saw y'all right behind me there at first when I went through the trees, and then I was like, wow, they must have got stuck.
Wow, yeah, we had a pile of, I've never been on a river. And it's beautiful.
It is pretty, huh? That's it. 5:30:53. Did you get stuck in the trees too?
I was stuck with them.
Yeah.
They were sideways in there.
I saw you guys behind me, then I saw them go sideways. I'm like, oh, that's gonna be a tangle.
Yeah, I was stuck in there for a while. I paddled, turned around, paddled back upriver, back around, and then shot through.
Nice current, huh?
Oh yeah, it's awesome.
So the river's starting to shift again. Starting to see some, I think that's limestone layers there over on the side. So it's going from sandy banks to the limestone, getting ready for the drop section here. Got another, I don't know, 16 miles to the shoals. But we're definitely seeing a shift in the topography of the sides of the river right now. About 43 miles in, feeling good. Finished up checkpoint 1 a little while ago, and headed for Big Shoals. Live oak right there, that's pretty nice, huh? Love the way they twist and turn, hanging out over the bank like that. That's a lot of downward force there. Okay, so aimed my goal, I got to the portage in daylight. Hopefully I can get down all the way to Lower Shoals, but I'm gonna be putting my lights on here before I launch anyway, because I want to see where I'm going in this dark. There's not much moon and it's cloudy, so we're not gonna have much view. I'm good, how you? Yeah, you gonna go help her out a little bit?
I am.
Aw, aren't you sweet?
David helped us, and ours was a beast. I can help her.
Awesome, she'll be so glad to see you. Have a good night. Count the portage. I was the second one. There was 4 people at the portage. 3 of them got there ahead of me. I was the second one out. Just because we scouted yesterday. So I got another 5 miles to go to checkpoint 2, and then it'll be 40 miles, mostly at night, paddling. So got the light rigged up in the front there. Also got my light on my life jacket and my light on my hat. So I got 3 flashlights. When it starts getting darker, I'm gonna run that front one all the time. It should go about 11 hours on the second most powerful setting, second least powerful setting. But that should be, I think, enough. If it doesn't, I can go one more setting up and it runs for about 6 hours and something, and I got an extra battery. I can swap it out later on tonight. But I don't want to run into any of these trees that are out here. Trees, rocks, stumps, all that stuff. So, playing it safe. There it is, 728, 12:04:11, double jack. Morning of day 2. I spent the night on a sandbar, much like this one here last night. Not this exact one, but similar. We're about 24 hours and 30 minutes into the race, and I'm at almost 100 miles, 98 miles, so doing really good. I had a schedule about 4.5 hours or so. Really nice current and beautiful river. I'm in a section now where there's a lot of houses and everything, little cabins. This is really cool limestone cliffs here. And we got one of my favorite houses on the river right here. I like this little cantilevered out shanty. Pretty cool. Definitely can't build anything like that now anymore. Not legally anyway. But it's still there. Look at there, there's Chris Bell. Got up early, did you?
Got up early. I was feeling you were going to be a little early.
Yeah, like about 4 hours. So Chris Bell came down to paddle with me for a little bit. Keep me company for a couple miles. Still running 4.5 hours ahead of schedule. Happy with that. Probably make up another hour or two today. That'll give me an outgoing tide when I get to Fanning Springs, which would be nice. I was looking at the incoming tide with my original schedule. We got the Withlacoochee coming in on the right here. Camped up on that hill before. That's a nice little camp spot up there. There's a spring right there that comes in right at the end of the Withlacoochee. Usually I go check that out, but not on a race. 130 miles in. Pretty sore. Taking a little break here, try to get some circulation going in my legs. My arms are killing me. So I took a couple of Advils. Hopefully that'll help. So about another 8 miles to the next checkpoint. So I can just take a little break here. We got a spring coming in right here. See clear water there mixing with the tannin water that I'm in. It's Lafayette Blue Springs. I think it's a first magnitude spring. It's either first or second. A lot of water coming out of there though. Probably a first magnitude. Sometimes you see some pretty cool fish there, but I didn't see any today. It's a little clear over there on the edge all the way down here. An antique hand crank swinging bridge. It took 2 people to turn the levers that would turn this bridge to open or close it for boats coming by. I think it was like a Civil War kind of contraption. You can see the roads are long gone now, or railroad or whatever it was. But it's still hanging in there. It's the world famous Suwannee River Rendezvous. Nice place to camp and paddle out of, right on the river. It's getting to be sunset on day 2, and I got 150 miles in, and I'm headed to Brantford, and I'm gonna try to go about 20 miles past Brantford for the night, and that'll leave me about 50 something miles to finish up tomorrow. So, beautiful night. Just saw another bald eagle. That's the 4th one of the trip. That's pretty cool.
Onward and outward. Scott heading out. Just a short little pickup break, dropping a couple of things. 42 miles left. 12 miles to the last checkpoint at Fanning Springs. And then he's on to the finish. Got the tide working in his favor. It's coming up right now. So going into the last bit, the tide will be going out and maybe pick up a little bit there. But anyway, on to the next episode. Over and out.
It's the morning of day 3. I got about, let's see, 191 miles in. So about 40 miles to go to finish. And I'm going to be getting to Fanning Springs right before high tide. So probably the first couple hours coming out of there, I'll have incoming tide, and then I'll be able to ride the tide out for the last 5 or 6 hours. Just had about 7 turkeys cross the creek in front of me, across the river. That's pretty cool. So, just a nice big wide lazy river. Had a couple hours sleep last night, about 2. Heard the surf ski go by me, so that woke me up. I was sleeping on somebody's dock, so I didn't want to stay too late. And first couple hours was like 5:30 when I got up or got going, and first 2 hours was in the fog. I couldn't see anything, but luckily I just saw enough of the land to keep away from land, and there's nothing out here now as far as like before we had rocks and trees and stuff, so that was good. But I'm gonna finish this thing up here in a little bit. So this is a land walking bridge. It's a cross Florida trail goes across here. Looks like it's an old railroad trail bridge. It looks like the center swung around too, kind of like that one I saw yesterday up on the Suwannee, up further up. But this one doesn't look like a hand crank. That looks like you had to have a machine to do that. And probably the tender lived in that house right there at one time. So there's something you don't see every day. A squirrel swimming across the river. How'd you get in the water there, buddy? You wanna ride? Huh? You wanna ride? Come on. Come on. Ah, you're there now anyway. Huh. I wonder how the squirrel got all the way out there. It's a long ways away. There's two gators right there, and they're right next to each other. Little baby ones. There goes one. There goes the other one. All right, this is it. Finishing up in daylight. Gonna break 60 hours. My goal was 63 almost. 62 and a half, I think. Coming in at 59 and a half. So I'm totally stoked about that. I'll get the official time here in a few minutes, but just want to get a little of this last dying light here because it's so pretty. Finish line is those houses right up there. So I'm almost there. Had a nice last section here, last 12 miles with the outgoing tide and the current, a lot of over 6 miles an hour. I'd given up on making 60 hours there because it was looking pretty slow there for quite a while. I was only doing 4, 4 1/4, 4 1/2, because I was still going against the tide coming in, but finally let up and I got the tide. I got my 59. I'm 59 years old, 59 hours to do this thing. That's pretty cool. That was a little bit of a press there at the end. Didn't have to, but I really wanted to make that 60-hour cutoff. It makes it 2.5 days. So 59 hours and let's see, 231 and a half is the number of miles. 59 hours, 16 minutes and 26 seconds. The new record for SUP on the Suwannee River 230. 230 miles, 59 hours, 16 minutes, 26 seconds. Come and get you some. The board worked phenomenal. So pleased with this new board I'm running here. This is going to be my board that I'm using for the Everglades Challenge as well. It's the SIC RS 14x28. So it's plenty stable for when my legs get noodly, and I can carry plenty of weight on it for my camping and everything. So the official time went in right back there. Now all that's left is to taxi back to the start and meet up with my crew and get the party going. It's had everything. It had rain, lightning, fog so dense you couldn't see, treacherous rocks to run into in the middle of the night, swishy currents, eagles, turkeys, anhingas, ibises, herons, pileated woodpeckers, kingfishers. Let's see, what else did I see? Heard some owls, some hawks, 5 eagles though, that's pretty cool. Lots of sturgeon jumping everywhere. The last day, everywhere, it's everywhere. I was afraid I was gonna run into one. There's so many of them popping up everywhere. One of them was about 10 feet from the board, that was the closest. We're just rolling into Suwannee here, coming into the staging area for the finish. The finish was back there, but this is where we pull the boards out and everything. So, end of the day. Nice little town here. I want to thank my crew, Darren Hudgens. He did an awesome job. Ready for me every time. Had my stuff the way I needed it. Met me at more places than I expected. And it was just great having his support of an old friend. We've known each other for, gosh, 40 years almost. And then, of course, I want to thank my wife, Betsy, who supports all my crazy ideas. So lucky to have somebody like her to be supportive of me and let me do my crazy things that I want to do. And thanks to my staff for running the shop while I was gone. I know a couple of them had to pull a couple extra shifts, and I really appreciate that. So thanks to everybody in general. So this is my setup for the trip. Just had a small bag in the front, and then my extra paddle and my couple of camelbacks right there, and that was it. At night I had a little bivy sack which had my sleeping gear in it. I was very uncomfortable sleeping on purpose, so that way I only slept for about 2 hours each night, maybe 2.5. So that way you keep going, but I'm ready for a good sleep right now. I got a room at Bill's Fish Camp right around the corner here. This professional just broke 60 hours. Just leave it for a minute, because it takes a second.
You gonna talk to it?
59 hours, 16 minutes.
All right.
All right.
Woo!
It's in the record book. 59:16. Right?
Suwannee 230.
Those little fast twitch muscles.
But yeah, this is, I mean, I paddled it a couple of times. It's slower than my race for sure. But I think it's good for this. Get my full EC load on that.
Our humble abode for the evening.
If I had my choice, it was 26, I think. If I had one of them, I probably took it on this just because it's stable enough and there's no weight on it. But show me the way to go home, oh Lord. I'm tired and I want to go to bed. Had a little drink about an hour ago and it went right to my head. Wherever I may roam, on land or sea or foam, you will always hear me singing this song. Show me the way to go home.